So, hi everyone, I'm Pierre-Charles from OBEO and Serious project lead. I'm gonna present you in this session the roadmap for the Serious project. So first we'll talk a little bit about what happened during the last year in 2018. Then, as you already heard probably yesterday from Cedric in particular, we are one of our focus areas at the moment is to embrace, to port Serious on the web. So we'll talk about the general strategy for doing that. And then more concretely, we'll finish with what you can expect in 2019. So first, what happened during last year? Well, in the OBEO Serious team, we mostly focused on two parallel efforts. One is business as usual. We continued developing the classical version of Serious. We released two major versions. And in parallel to this, we started several prototypes and experiments to move Serious to the web, which helped us validate different aspects on our strategy. So concerning the releases we did in 2018, we made two major versions, like we do every year, actually, for the last 4 years, I believe. We released the 6.0 in June with Eclipse Photon, which is a yearly simultaneous release for Eclipse, and Serious 6.1 a few weeks ago in October, just before EclipseCon Europe. In addition to these two major versions, we also released 7 maintenance releases going back to the 4.1 branch. Most of these are actually triggered by clients for OBEO who have a software assurance contracts and for maintenance of older versions. All in all, this represents more than 200 tickets closed this year with a mix of about 1/4 of them concerning enhancements and the rest bug fixes and stabilization work, which is pretty classical for us. So what's new in these actual new versions released this year? I'll give you an overview of a few of the features we introduced this year in Serious 6.0 and 6.1. So the first one is support for configurable background color, and diagrams. This is a feature that can be configured by the specifier here in the ODesign file, where the specifier can select the background color to use on each of its diagrams. Here in the example, we have a fixed color, but like everything else in Serious, this can actually be a computed expression which can represent any state from anything from your model to represent any condition existing on your model, and it will be refreshed automatically on every change. We also added a new tool we call the Magic Edge Creation tool. It's available for free on all Serious diagram. It's here on the left, on the top right of the palette. And users can select this tool, a single tool, to create any kind of edge available on a diagram. Instead of having to dig into the palette to find the corresponding tool, you just have to select this single tool, click on the source and the edge of on the source, and the target of the edge you want to create, and Serious will automatically detect which tools are compatible with these elements and propose you all of them directly on the diagram. Of course, if there is only one tool available and compatible, it will be automatically applied. We also try to, in every version, to improve the experience of the specifiers, the designers who create the actual modelers. So here in this version, we added support for quick navigation from the ODesign files to the Java source code. In particular, if you have already developed complex Serious modelers, you probably had to use Java services to enhance the capabilities of your modelers. It's very easy to do in Serious, but it was a little bit difficult to navigate between the two worlds, starting from Serious 6.0 when you are inside the ODesign editor here. Here. If you put the cursor on an expression which invokes a Java service, you just have to hit the F3 key, and Serious will automatically open the corresponding Java method. Still in 6.0, we've added a new kind of note that can be created on diagrams here. When it's created, it asks you for a target representation, some text here. And once it's created, it behaves a little bit like a hyperlink. Double-clicking on it will automatically open the target representation configured. So this is really nice to enable custom navigation between all your diagrams and representations in your models. We also integrated, improved the automatic layout of Sirius. So Sirius has always supported some form of automatic layout of diagrams, but until 6.0, we used a legacy algorithm which was completely generic. So it works well from some diagrams, but not so well for others. Starting from 6.0, we've added a new experimental feature which integrates the ELK algorithm. So Eclipse ELK is a project which offers a set of very sophisticated layout algorithms. And now with this new feature, the specifier can, for each of his diagram, choose any of the ELK supported algorithms, configure all the parameters supported by the algorithm, and package this in an easy to use way so that end users will get for free improved automatic layout. I won't go into much more detail about this, but if you go to blog.obo.fr, you will see a few weeks or months ago, we posted a long message which gives much more details about this nice new feature. In 6.1, we've added the capability to hide the table header. So the header is a gray area visible here on this table. It's an important feature to have when you have complex tables with sublines and sub-sublines, etc., because it serves to navigate inside those. But when you have a very plain table, it was always a little bit ugly. So now, starting from 6.0, the specifier can select a special value here, -1 as a column width. And for simple tables, you get a much cleaner look. We also improved the menu contribution that you can contribute in the design file. So in your modeler definition, you have always been able to create menu items, which then were available on the context menu in your diagrams. But this was only at one level, and they were always added at the bottom of the context menu. With 6.1, you have much more control over that. You can organize your menu items into submenus and sub-submenus, and you can even, for each of your items, decide where it will appear inside the Eclipse context menu, including inside the system menus, for example, the edit submenu, if you know the corresponding technical identifiers. And finally, we've added a new feature called the visibility mode. So on diagrams, you have a new combo box available here on the tab bar, where you can enable, we already had the standard mode and the layouting mode. We have added a third one called visibility. When it's enabled, all the elements which are present on the diagram but were hidden, for example, they were explicitly hidden or filtered by some condition, they are now visible in a semi-transparent way. And while you are in this mode, you can simply double-click on any element to toggle its visibility status. So this works on elements, on edges, and also on individual labels, like for example on layer. Once you're okay with the result, you can go back to standard mode for edition or publication of the result. So this was for Sirius, the software. Oh, sorry. All of this is available right now. So we released 6.1.1 last week, I believe. And we also have an OBO Designer Community Edition, which is a ready-to-use package. And it's really the easiest way to use Sirius. It's available at obodesigner.com. The Community Edition contains only free software, so it's really just a ready-to-use package with all the Sirius and accompanying tools in compatible versions, ready to use. So this was for Sirius, the software, but Sirius is also a community. And so last year, just after SiriusCon 2017, we published our first ever community survey with a set of 15 questions to help us identify who are our users and what are their priorities. It was a great success and allowed us to adjust the roadmap, and we will be reconducted this year, probably in the next few weeks. We also participated in a few community events. So, for example, in April, Altron and OBEO organized a Serious Day in Eindhoven with more than 60 attendees. Like every year, we participated and gave talk to EclipseCon France in Toulouse in June. Altron also organized the Eclipse Demo Camp in Eindhoven in July, where Melanie, our CTO, was invited to talk about our vision of moving Serious to the web. And finally, a few weeks ago, we went to EclipseCon Europe in Germany with, again, 3 talks by OBEO about Serious and related technologies. This year, we also started to communicate, to be more proactive in terms of communication with 11 Serious-related blog posts on blog.obeo.fr. So if you're not already following a corporate blog, you should. We sent also some newsletters informing our community of various events in Serious or Serious-related products. We have a very active Twitter account, which you can follow to get up-to-date information about community events and Serious releases. And finally, a very active forum at Eclipse, where more than 100 messages are posted each month, with an increasing account of participation. So this was for 2018, and the main focus, as I said earlier, is we have started is to embrace the web. So a few words about the general strategy we are following for that. This is what we have today. So this is a classical Eclipse RCP desktop application where Serious is running inside the Eclipse IDE. So you have your diagram here, you have the palette on the right, the generic tab bar with some actions on the diagram above. And in general, you will have also some model explorer on the left and property sheet at the bottom. What we want in the future is to get the same kind of user experience, but inside the browser. So we get, again, the Serious diagram as a main focus area, but also get the palette and the tools you've defined in your design files, the different layers and all the other tools available inside the browser. We believe embracing the web will give us a lot of benefits. For your end users, the ease of use is the main one, because currently they have to deal with complex RCP applications. They have to install Java, maintain the correct version, install the Eclipse RCP application, which is not always easy for all kinds of end users. You have to make sure they are always up to date, which can be difficult in large communities or large companies. And also moving to a client-server architecture will enable us to scale more to larger models. Indeed, modeling is not just about drawing shapes and arrows between them. It's much more than that. For example, simulation, complex analysis, code simulation, code generation, etc. And all of these tasks will benefit from moving to server side to scale to much larger models. Moving to a client-server application model, will also enable organization-wide collaboration. And finally, an important benefit is that web browsers today are very capable platforms where we can benefit from much more modern graphical and multimedia capabilities. That's what is possible inside Eclipse. So during this summer at Eclipse Conference, we asked the modeling community who was present there what they wanted for the future of their modeling tools. And here are a few of their answers. So we asked them in which context they wanted to use them. So if we add mobile devices, TIA and Che, which are web-based IDEs and web application, more than 2/3 of them want to be able to use their modeling tools on the web. And still 1/3 for 1/3 of them, they still want to be able to use them on desktop applications. We asked them what kind of properties they want for their future modeling tools, and as you can see, simple, fast, easy, beautiful are the the main properties they want. And finally, we asked them what kind of features they expect on such a platform. No surprise, the editable diagrams are the main, the top level, the top answer. But there are also new stuff that we don't support at the moment, like dashboards or charts, in addition to trees, tables that we already support. So given all this, the idea for the future of Sirius is to have two flavors. One will be the classical RCP-based Sirius that we currently have and is here to stay. But we will also add a new variant, a new flavor, which will, as an alternative, to be able to use your Sirius-based modelers inside a browser. And because we don't want to create two separate products with different behaviors and duplicate effort, both of those will be based on the same core platform. So really the idea is to keep all the nice properties that make Sirius a great platform today, like the high-level configuration files, the very dynamic nature with fast feedback for specifiers, and the very high flexibility where everything is configurable and overridable at will, and make this great experience available inside the browser. So obviously, the most important and the most visible part of Sirius are the diagrams. So how are we dealing with that? We'll work on diagrams first, even if the rest of the features like property views, tables, etc., will follow after that. But we want to focus on diagrams as our first effort. First, because obviously it's used by everyone. In our survey last year, 100% of the people who responded used diagrams. And it's also the most challenging part technically. If we can, once we have these diagrams running, the rest will be easier to port. It's possible also that after we have reached the feature parity for the web version, we'll add some web exclusive features that are only possible, or at least at a reasonable cost on the web. For example, complex tables, dashboard, and charts, which will be very difficult or too costly to implement in the context of Eclipse RCP. To prioritize all of these possibilities for the future, we'll need you to tell us about your needs and priorities. So I won't go into more details about the web-based diagrams in this talk because the next talk by Stefan will do that and will give a lot of technical details. Just to give you an idea of what they look, what we have currently running as a prototype. Here we have a small dashboard that we created to drive the prototype. And when you open a diagram, you have the exact result we presented earlier. So the diagram in the middle, your palette, your layers, but running inside a browser. And it's really not cheating. It's a real Sirius modeler running here. On the server side, it's reusing the design file from the basic family tutorial of Sirius with zero modification. It's really the same modeler definition, but interpreted and executed inside the browser and the server. So to move forward beyond diagram, we'll need to make Sirius independent from the Eclipse platform. Indeed, modeling is actually much more than drawing boxes and the rows. It's just the tip of the iceberg. But a real modeling platform has to deal with a lot of other features. So this will have to work also on the web version. So the idea here is to progressively modularize the Sirius code base to be able to reuse as much of it as possible in both versions. In particular, we need to isolate the dependencies where currently we depend on Eclipse-specific technologies like the Eclipse UI itself and GMF runtime. We'll do this over several versions, so it will take a little bit of time, but we really want to keep the system working at every step of the transformation. So no big boundary write, and then we switch to a new version. We want to do this incrementally. So really the idea is to go from this, which is the current architecture, where Sirius sits on top of Eclipse, the Eclipse platform. In particular, the GEF, GMF, and the RCP platform UI parts are the ones which are strictly incompatible with, which cannot be reused on the web flavor. So we need to go from this architecture to this one, where we still have the RCP version here built on top of Eclipse, but we've extracted from that a core platform which is independent of Eclipse and built the Sirius web backend on top of that shared common platform. Some of the components we currently use, like EMF, AQL, or IF, are, even if they are Eclipse projects, are actually independent of the Eclipse RCP UI, so they can be reused as is. So doing this transformation is a great opportunity to modernize the Sirius code base. We've actually been working on Sirius for more than 11 years right now, and we've learned a lot about the important features or technologies since then. So we believe all this effort is a great opportunity to modernize and modularize the existing code base. In particular, we will need to isolate clean subsystems that can be reused as platform-independent parts so that they can be used for both flavors. And it's also a good opportunity to rethink some of the older decisions that sometimes impose some limitations that are not meaningful anymore. Which brings the important question of interoperability between the two flavors, so the RCP and the web flavors. Here, the idea is that you will continue to use the RCP version as a specifier to create your modelers. So you will continue to use the same ODesign editor to create your modelers, but you will have access to a development server that allows you to test the corresponding ODesign file and modeler definition locally inside your web browser. And you'll get the same fast feedback loop as you have already at the moment. Every change in the ODesign file will be automatically applied to the web version. In terms of deployment, the idea is to reuse as much as possible the ODesign files and the corresponding plugins. Of course, not all the features that are supported at the moment in ODesign file will be supported in the first versions of the web version of Sirius. But still, we will be able to reuse the same ODesign file. It's just that the features which are not supported in a particular version will just get ignored, and maybe in the next version they will get supported for free. In terms of for the end users, of course, the semantic models which are underlying the representation will be portable between two flavors, so that end users can, for example, your .uml file, if you're using UML Designer, or a Melody Modeler file, if you're using Capella, will be the same on both versions. The AIRD files where Sirius stores its representation will probably not be portable. Supporting this for the web version will impose too much constraints on the web version and probably slow down the development too much. Of course, independently of the compatibility between the two flavors, we will continue to guarantee the backward compatibility between versions. So I think we still support models which were created with Sirius 0.9 from 5 years ago, because of automatic migration that happens as soon as you load models from earlier versions. So this will still be true both for ODesign and AIRD files. We'll continue to use an open core business model where most of contributions to the architecture changes of Sirius will be contributed as open source inside the Eclipse Sirius project, and will continue to participate to the Eclipse community. But as is the case today with OBO Designer Team Edition, for example, some of the components we will develop will be proprietary licensed, in particular the features which only make sense in enterprise level deployments. So what to expect concretely in 2019? Our top level priority, and actually the only one we will focus on really, is to get production ready web-based diagrams by the end of 2019. In parallel to this, we will need to modernize the Sirius core, but this is almost secondary to the top-level priority, which is to get the web-based diagrams running in a production-ready state. By ourselves at OBEO, we do not plan any other major feature, but of course it's possible to have exceptions, in particular if we get sponsored development by clients, for example, you. And we may want to integrate externally developed feature, and we hope that the modernization of the Sirius core will also have beneficial side effects on the RCP version by lifting some historical limitations that do not make sense anymore. We also want to increase a little bit the rhythm of our release. Currently, and for the last 5 years, we always released 2 versions, one in June and one in October. This means that between October of one year and June of the next one, there is a tunnel of 8 months with no release and no feedback from the community. So to improve this, we want to add a new release in February, which will give us one actual release of Sirius every 4 months. And in between, we will add the early access milestones. So every 2 months, we will have either an early access milestone or a full release. The early access program that we started to put in place actually this year its goal is to make it easier for you as early adopters to test the developments that are ongoing on the platform and give us feedback before we release a full version with the changes. They take the form of a complete OBEO Designer Community Edition package. The only difference is that instead of containing a fully supported with commercial support version of Sirius, it's only a milestone. We try to make them as stable as possible, but the idea is that you get to give us feedback before we set changes in stone for the next release. So not everything in the milestone will be fixed or finished. In this early access milestone, we also publish a list of all the changes we plan to break or which are broken inside this version, with all the, as we do in every version, we document all the alternative and changes the users have to perform to adapt. And really the idea is to get the community to test these versions and give us as much feedback as possible to tell us if there are any unforeseen impact. We also want to communicate a little bit more, publish a roadmap, our deprecation policy, and of course the idea is to hear back from you. So here are a few channels you can follow to communicate with us. So we have a blog, Twitter account, a LinkedIn account, and of course the mailing list, Sirius.dev, and direct contact at OBEO if you want. To move forward, we need you to participate. So really tell us about your concrete use case to help us prioritize features. We need feedback on the EAP early access milestones. And of course, the best way to get your special you need to get included to sponsor the corresponding development. So I'm almost finished. Here are a few takeaways. 2018 was for experimenting with web-based technologies. In 2019, we'll go to develop production-ready Sirius diagrams on the web, and to support this, a few changes in our processes. And again, we need you to make this work. So please give us feedback about your concrete use case and help us sponsor the features that are important to you. I'm finished. Thanks for